Good afternoon, everyone. Today's Tuesday, May 18th, 2021, Election Day. Hope you all voted. The time is now 2:03 p.m. This is our weekly business meeting. Attending Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Fillios. And I'm going to ask Nick if you would please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Can we move on to approving the consent calendar, please?
We can. As soon as I turn my mic on. I move we approve the consent calendar as listed on our business meeting agenda for May 18th, 2021.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. On to the payables list.
I move that we approve the payables for the week of May 10th through the 14th, 2021 in the amount of $386,140.15, along with jury panel payments in the amount of $682.96.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, motion is carried. Any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, moving on to our first action item, and this is a public hearing. Proposed no-wake zone for Honeysuckle Bay Parks and Waterways. Director Nick Snyder, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Nick Snyder for the record. Commissioners, you might recall that this item was before you for some discussion earlier in 2020, and the Commissioners at that time were trying to manage a county with COVID and many other things just coming off the Spokane River issue. So you had asked that we put together a resolution for consideration, which is before you today. And with that said, the Commissioners are welcome to do any Q&A with the representing party or the requesting parties, rather, that are here today. I don't have much information, new information, rather, that's materialized since we last met. So with that, if you have any questions, I'll defer to the requesting parties.
Okay. I actually remembered my question for you earlier. Okay. How far away is the Boathouse restaurant from this Honeysuckle? It's around the next bend. Is that what you remember?
It is. I'm probably not the best person to ask that question.
Okay.
For specific distance. Probably somebody from KCSO that's on the line or the requesting party, Commissioner, honestly. I don't know exactly that distance.
No
and I know distances count.
Is the concern that it might be affected by the no-wake zone? Is that it?
That people have asked for the no-wake zone to extend all the way to the Boathouse restaurant.
And I don't know the answer to that.
I don't have the mapping in front of me, but
based on the comments we've received, I've not heard or read any that were in opposition.
We did get one in opposition.
Did we?
We did, but that's okay. We'll just continue with the public.
Okay, go right ahead.
Hearing. So.
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm sorry.
That's
all I had, Commissioners.
Okay, is that it? Okay, so this is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to come forward to testify?
Let me see. Is Sergeant Klinkafus on the line?
I don't think he's here.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Oh, you are?
I'm having a hard time hearing you folks, but I am on the line.
Okay, did you want to add anything before we took public comment?
I don't believe so. The Sheriff's Office does support the resolution. That area of Honeysuckle Bay is becoming very common for non-motorized use, and making it a no-wake zone will enhance that use. And the area that would be affected is less than 5 acres of the actual water for that bay. So ultimately, the Sheriff's Office is in support.
Okay, so I don't know if did you hear the question? That is to say, does the no-wake zone extend to include the restaurant?
No. That really wasn't my question.
No, but the question that was posed earlier.
I'm sorry, was that question for me?
Yeah, go ahead, Sergeant Klinkafus, yeah.
Yeah, that's news to me. I have not heard that request had been made, so I don't have an opinion, or I don't have an opinion of the Sheriff's Office in reference to that, because it's the first I've heard of it.
Sure. I guess my question just was how far away.
How far away is it, right?
The Boathouse restaurant from this bay.
Oh, it's quite a ways away. It wouldn't be practical to include a no-wake zone all the way to that restaurant, I don't believe.
That's it. That helps. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask again, does anybody else wish to come forward to testify for or against the proposed resolution?
Jeff, or, oh,
Yes, ma'am.
Barb.
I'll have to limit your time to 3 minutes, but I suspect you'll be able to do that.
Really short.
Okay.
My name's Barb Neal. I live at 4686 East Upper Hayden Lake Road in Hayden. I'm a 44-year resident of North Idaho, and I am in favor of the no-wake zone for Honeysuckle Bay. For the past few years, I've watched as our waterways become more and more congested. I'm a strong proponent of safety and feel that since Honeysuckle Bay is adjacent to an existing community activity area, it is appropriate for it to be a no-wake zone. By designating this relatively small area of Hayden Lake as a no-wake zone, it will provide safety for those who participate in non-motorized activities such as canoeing, swimming, and paddleboarding.
Okay, thank you. Someone else, please. Name and address.
My name is Jeff Harvey. I live at 5925 East Hayden Lake Road, and I'm president of the Hayden Lake Watershed Association. We are fully supportive of this no-wake zone. The answer to your question is probably 2/3 of a mile between the outer edge of this no-wake zone and the boathouse. And
Thank
that
you
is
for
no
that.
part of the proposal that we support.
Thank
We're
you.
fully supportive of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we have,
And I have a question for Craig. Are you willing to speak?
Craig Ely, 2340 East Honeysuckle.
Were you able to contact all 12 residents in the bay?
I believe there's a petition that Sean Hathaway,
Okay,
that Sean has.
okay.
In addition to that, it's been a long tug, been a couple of years since I first visited with Nick. And just over the period of time that things have been evolving with or without COVID, appreciate your time and effort.
Thank you.
regard to this. Thank you.
thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm Sean Hathaway, 2260 East Honeysuckle. The front of my house faces the parking lot to the boat launch. The back side of my house is on the bay. And last year, one of my neighbors, Dennis Kerr, wrote up the proposal for the no-wake zone. He and I went around to all of the residents in the bay. Everybody signed. So this proposal has the full support of all the residents of Honeysuckle Bay.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Any questions?
No, just noting that we did get 3 emails in favor and 1 email opposed.
Okay. All right, then. Do we have a motion to end public hearing? Public testimony, excuse me.
I move that we end public testimony and enter into deliberations.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, entering into deliberations. Thoughts?
Sergeant Klinkefus, I have a question for you regarding the 4 items that were just passed by the Board of Commissioners when considering changes to waterways. Is there one in particular that you feel that supports this request?
I don't believe there's any that specifically support that request as it is now. I believe this is the second or third year that this request has been proposed. So this was proposed prior to that process being in place. We don't have any statistics that back up, crashes or major incidences of safety in that area. So I guess the answer would be no, it doesn't necessarily fit those 4 criteria.
Okay. Anything else? Any other thoughts?
I'm glad that all of the residents are in favor of this. I understand the purpose behind it. I'm going to go ahead and vote no against it, just because I think that we should keep to a certain standard. I don't think that too much is going to be negatively impacted, and it is about 9 acres. When you add up the no excessive wake zone plus the anything goes zone, I guess, that's about 9 acres. And it's not, it's not a big thing, but I really just feel it's important to stick to the fact that we don't have anything to back up public safety. We don't have any, I guess, I just want to be careful about setting precedent. That's what I want to be careful at. So I do understand the reason, and I don't think it's a bad reason. It's just for me, I can't support it.
Okay. Bill, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think the residents in the area certainly support it, almost to a person, and I therefore support it.
It's interesting when we get into the question of waterways and data. An accident is data. A death is data. That's the data that I won't wait for. So I am in full support of the resolution, and I would take that approach with virtually any waterway. So is there a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion that we adopt Resolution 2021-44, Kootenai County Waterways Ordinance, Amendment to Honeysuckle Bay No Wake Zone.
I will second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Nay.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried.
And I do want to add that Nick and Jamila need to work together on updating an MOU for the watershed district to take over the buoys that will be placed in this area.
That was part of our understanding. That is correct. Thank you. So Resolution 2021-44 is hereby approved. Thank you, everyone. Second item, adoption of, isn't that what we just did?
Yes.
Oh, so we actually did 1 and 2. Okay,
Yes.
sorry about that. Okay, item number 3, fiscal year 21 Federal Transit Administration, also known as the FTA. Grant number 5307, grant application for the Fixed Route Operations Resource Management Office. Kim.
Yes, Kim Riley for the record. We are requesting authorization to apply for 5307 funding from the Federal Transit Administration in the amount of $632,960. That would be the federal amount. The 50% share would be provided by our in-kind match.
I'm sorry, I missed that. There was some static. Did you say the 50% match was provided by labor?
Would be provided by in-kind.
In kind.
We
Okay,
have
I'm sorry.
the Kootenai County labor, but we also have other sources of in-kind match as well.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to remind everybody on the line, if you can mute yourself until it's your turn. Thank you. You ready?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I move that we approve the FY21 Federal Transit Administration 5307 grant application for our fixed route operation.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Moving on to item 4, a memorandum of agreement for the watercraft invasive species inspection stations with the Idaho State Department of Agriculture and our sheriff's organization, sponsored by our Resource Management Office. Kim, this is yours also.
Captain Miller's.
Oh, Captain Stu Miller.
I think Captain Miller may be there.
Yeah, he's right here.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Stu Miller for the record. This is an annual MOU that we enter with the Department of Agriculture. They this year have agreed to fund us up to $250,035 in reimbursement funds for deputies to work the watercraft stations. Runs from May to, not left much left to May, but May through October 31st. This year in years past, it's been the actual dollar amount for the deputy's wage. This year, they wanted to do a flat rate. We negotiated our average rate, which was about $64. They put it at $65 an hour, loaded benefit and wage. And they'll pay us in 2 installments, and then whatever's left at the end of the year, then we refund to them.
Okay. Any questions for Captain Miller?
Nope.
Motion, Bill, you want to take this one?
Yeah, excuse me. I move that we approve the MOA for watercraft invasive species inspection stations with KCSO.
Oh, and the Idaho State Department of Agriculture, I'll second that.
Okay.
Yep.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Captain Miller. Item number 5, First Amendment to First Amendment to the Fuel Services Agreement with Coleman Oil Resource Management Office. Kim, is this yours?
Yes, thank you. Kim Riley again for the record. This is the First Amendment to our existing fuel services agreement with Coleman Oil. This extends the agreement through May 31 of 2022 and also adds DEF, which is diesel exhaust fluid, to the agreement.
Okay. Any questions for Kim? Motion.
I move that we approve the First Amendment to Fuel Services Agreement with Coleman Oil.
Second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 6, Fourth Amendment to the Oh, we had a first and a fourth. We could have taken them together. I'm sorry. Anyway, Fourth Amendment to the Fuel Services Agreement with Coleman Oil Resource Management Office. Kim again. Go right ahead, Kim.
Yes, Kim Riley for the record. This is the Fourth Amendment to the county's agreement with Coleman Oil. We have ours. The prior agenda item was ours specifically for public transportation. This extends the agreement for the county through also May 31 of 2022.
Okay. Motion.
I move that we approve the Fourth Amendment to the Fuel Service Agreement with Coleman Oil.
Second.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 7.
I'm sorry, can I just hang on a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tina, can we make sure that the minutes note that number 5 was for transit and number 6 was for the county? Those agreements?
Got it.
Thank you.
Oh, the second one was for the county. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Item number 7, grant closeout, RV20-1-28-1 for the RV Phase 3 closeout with Idaho Department of Parks and Rec and our North Idaho Fair Board. Once again, Kim Riley for the Resource Management Office.
Thank you. Kim Riley for the record. This is the closeout for Phase 3 of the RV park. We did come in under budget, so we were able to do some extra tasks, including hydro seating, some picnic tables, additional lighting, things like that. We did still have a little bit left over. $5,971 is unutilized. $551 of match will be returned to North Idaho Fair Board.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you for that.
Kim, do you know if the sprinkler system was tested or if the CXT building was fixed?
Yes, we had the CXT. We have an occupancy certificate for that, and they did, the $500 retention was paid. They did come out and check the sprinkler systems as well.
Thank you so much. All right.
Okay, motion.
I move that we approve the grant closeout for RV 20-1-28-1, which is the RV Phase 3 with the Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation and our North Idaho Fair Board.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 8, Management Control Agreement with Idaho Public Safety and Security Information System for our Criminal Justice Information and our Information Technology Department.
Linda Mattos.
Okay, Linda?
Yeah. Yes, this is Linda Mattis for the record. What this is an updated agreement. The last agreement was signed in 2017. Having a new sheriff come in, we have to update all our agreements. So this is just an update.
Okay. Motion.
I move that we approve the Management Control Agreement update with the Idaho Department of Public Safety and Security Information Systems and the Criminal Justice Information and IT.
Second.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 9, 2020 Supplemental Emergency Management Program Application, Office of Emergency Management. Tiffany.
Tiffany Westbrook for the record. The item before you is a supplemental application for $38,772.14. This grant will support administration and operational costs associated with OEM. The period for the grant is October 1, 2019 through December 31st, 2020. And it requires 100% match, but that match has already been met as part of our FY21 budget.
Okay. Thank you. Motion?
I move that we approve the 2020 Supplemental Emergency Management Program grant with our Office of Emergency Management.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. I don't know if 10 and 11 go together, if 11 is picking up the termination from 10, so we'll take them separately.
They are together.
Are they together? Okay, so we'll take items 10 and 11 together then. So the termination of lease, AAL 410 by LP Investments at the airport, and establishment of the ground lease, AAL 2021-1000 by Party of Benhanger LLC, also at the airport. Is Stephen on?
I think Kim's on.
Yes, that's correct. Kim Stevenson for the record.
Go right ahead.
You have it correct, Commissioner. This is a hangar sale, 22,000 square foot hangar. Selling, LP Investments is selling it to Benhanger LLC for an annual revenue of $4,576.
Okay. Motion?
I move that we approve the termination of lease AAL 410 with LP Investment at the airport and approve ground lease AAL 2021-1000 Benhanger.
I'll second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 12, agreement for drug and alcohol collection services with American Mobile Drug Testing and a Drug-Free Alliance, HR. Who's speaking?
Cecilia.
Cecilia, go right ahead, please.
Thank you. For the record, Cecilia Sweet, HR Generalist Compliance. Commissioners, what you have before you is our American Mobile Drug Testing Agreement. They are the county's third-party administrator of our drug and alcohol screenings. Some of the services they provide for the county are pre-employment drug screenings, including out-of-area drug screenings, random DOT and non-DOT safety-sensitive screenings, 24 hours a day post-accident drug and alcohol screenings, and reasonable suspicion screenings for drugs and alcohol. And I'm pleased to inform the board there are no price increases in any of these services. And it does meet with our required county, state, and federal regulations. If approved, this contract will be valid for 1-year term, renewable for 2 1-year terms, and will take effect immediately upon signing.
Cecilia, quick question. To whom or how are these tests administered?
So usually either by urine for drugs or a breath for alcohol.
Okay. So the organizations most apt to administer the test, is it largely KCSO?
No, well, for all employees, we do have the requirement of a pre-employment drug screenings, and then the safety-sensitive positions are primarily KCSO, but it can also be like juvenile detention specialists and 911 for the random safety-sensitive. And then we have about 65 commercial drivers that hold a commercial driver's license, so they're subject to federal DOT quarterly random drug and alcohol testing.
Okay, thank you. Motion?
I move that we approve the agreement with American Mobile Drug Testing for the drug and alcohol collection services.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 13, memorandum of agreement with Idaho Transportation Department, also known as ITD, and our vehicle licensing operations. Béla, Kovacs, our assessor. Go right ahead, sir.
Commissioners, what you have in front of you is the memorandum of agreement, which I have worked on together with other counties to provide support services by ITD to our vehicle licensing operations. As indicated in the agreement, they will provide, they will perform the transactions, and they will make the county whole or keep the county whole. We will still retain the fee. They will handle the Kootenai County online renewals, the registration, or the mail-in registrations, and the dealer titles. This is something we've talked about as a result of the changes that they've made with their GEM system and the delays. I will tell you that processing times have gotten better. In fact, just the other day, I was stopped by Tom Torgerson as I was walking in the door, and he just got out of the line, said that he had gone through the DMV, and it was about 20 minutes for him. But what this will do, it will free up here in Coeur d'Alene 2 staff members that are performing work in the background, the mail-in titles, the online, and the deal, actually potentially 3 people, put them up on the front windows, and likewise the same thing over in Post Falls. And so we have already begun doing this. We've sent some dealer titles down to Boise. This is just formalizing this agreement. When I had this agreement reviewed by legal counsel, and I don't want to speak for Dave, but I believe Dave opined at the beginning that this is something that I could sign myself, but because it does relate and impacts fees, I felt it was reasonable and prudent to bring it back before the board to have the board review it.
Fair enough. Questions for Béla?
Nope, I'm good.
Thank you. Motion.
I move that we approve the memorandum of agreement with Idaho Transportation Department with regard to vehicle lease, licensing and operations in the assessor's office.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Thank you, Béla. Item number 14, tax deed bid for AIN 170469, Party of Engelstad.
Right, we received a bid for this property. So, as you mentioned, it's Jeremy Engelstad. Okay, so it's an offer to purchase, and it's for $100. And the note is, I would also like to purchase to be free and clear of any back taxes owed. So what I would like to do is make a motion to acknowledge the receipt and to talk to the treasurer about this. And then I just have one more question for community development too that I will touch base on.
Okay, fine. And this is in regard to bid, AIN 170469.
Yes.
Okay.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 15, request for annexation. Party is Rodriguez to Kootenai County Fire and Rescue.
Commissioners, I can address this one. I reviewed the application packet for the property at 6264 West Cougar Gulch Road, owned by Rodriguez. Notice was published properly. Kootenai County Fire and Rescue Board approved the annexation. Looks like the property is already adjacent to annexed property. So it does appear to meet the qualifications, or the requirements rather, for annexation.
Okay. Motion.
I move that we approve the request for annexation from Rodriguez for Kootenai County Fire and Rescue.
Second?
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, motion is carried. Final item, wage adjustment, or the adjustment for the split that had to be recomputed for the investigator for our public defender. Dena, please.
Stepping in for the public defender today. This was covered in yesterday's meeting, splitting the salary 60-40 between tax and grant.
Okay, so we're ratifying it. Motion.
I move that we approve the wage adjustment split as presented for the investigator position at the Public Defender's Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, motion is carried. Public comment. Hearing none. 2:34, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.